It seeps into our veins and creates apprehension and dread. It's within our human nature to be afraid of what we don't understand. Fear is what kept our ancestors wary of danger. One concept has simultaneously terrified and morbidly fascinated humans for centuries. This is demonic possession. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be delving deep into that which has haunted humanity for generations: the belief in demons, evil spirits, and exorcisms. We scarcely think about exorcisms. Demonic possession is often shunned as superstition, yet surprisingly over the past few years, there's been a sharp rise in demand for exorcisms. So many, in fact, the Vatican is holding courses to train future exorcists. This is so they can supply trained specialists to those who declare themselves in need of deliverance. The pastoral courses teaches the basics of exorcism. This includes a prayer of liberation. This is the most common prayer to use during an exorcism. A priest revealed that, allegedly, the amount of Italian people reporting demonic possession has tripled to 500,000 cases a year. An Irish priest professed that a similar situation is occurring in Ireland. The fight against the evil one started at the origin of the world and is destined to last until the end of the world. This was stated by Father Cesare Truqui when questioned about this by the local Vatican City News. But today, we are at a crucial stage in history. Many Christians no longer believe in the devil's existence. Few exorcists are appointed, and there's no more young priests willing to learn the doctrine and practice of liberation of souls, according to a Christian think tank. The exorcism industry has become popular in Britain, Italy, and Ireland. Religious experts, including many different priests, agree that demonic possession seems to be a pressing issue in today's society. Scientific and non-religious experts, however, warn of the dangers of spiritual abuse. An exorcist from Sicily, Father Paglia, states that the Church is aware of the controversy surrounding the belief in exorcisms, but that exorcism training is essential because a self-taught exorcist certainly makes errors. Meanwhile, Father Collins in Ireland has said that the Irish people seek his guidance and help almost every day. This is in dealing what they describe to be demonic influences. It's only in recent years that the demand has risen exponentially, he explained. What I'm finding out is people in their own minds believe, rightly or wrongly, that they're afflicted by an evil spirit. Father Collins shared his mixed views on the matter, however. I think in many cases they wrongly think it, but when they turn to the Church doesn't know what to do with them. Despite his own dedication to the Catholic faith, he disagrees with the concept of so many sudden cases being real. Technically, there are guidelines in place to limit the potential for spiritual abuse that should theoretically stop people from being exorcised against their will. According to these guidelines, professional psychiatrists, doctors, and psychologists should be consulted throughout the process. Anne Richards, the National Advisor for the Church of England, explained that she has never come across an authorised case of demonic possession, as those are incredibly rare. The majority of cases she's witnessed were unauthorised and could be explained scientifically despite her own spiritual beliefs. Christians are sometimes treating mental health issues as though everything is spiritual. So if someone tells a church leader they're suffering with depression, sometimes the response is everything can be treated with prayer. The extreme end of that is exorcism, said Ben Ryan, author of the Theos' report on the matter. Even in the US, there's been a significant spike in the desire for exorcists in tight-knit communities. The lack of church-sanctioned exorcisms has been great news for individual exorcists. They charge up to €500 in Europe per session to rid people of demons. The belief in demonic possession is that an entity, demon, or spirit is able to control someone's actions against their will. Those who claim to be possessed often maintain that symptoms of possession include memory loss, the inability to control oneself, and voices in one's mind. An anthropologist carried out a study which showed that in 488 different worldwide societies, up to 74% of the population believe in spiritual or demonic possession. Demonic possession is a primarily Christian belief. Christianity has always carried the view that Satan and his lesser demons have the ability to possess humans in order to corrupt them, thus damning them to the depths of hell. It's mentioned in several biblical episodes of the New Testament that Jesus drove out demons from people infested with evil. Catholic priests believe there are several kinds of possession. Obsession includes sudden irrationality, obsessive thought, and taking their own life ideation. Typically, these manifest in one's dreams, slowly tormenting them. Oppression is when the victim loses consciousness or is forced by the entity to act against their morals or will, controlling their body and sending the victim's life spiraling into misfortune. Possession, as we know it, is when Satan or another demon takes full control of a person's body and uses it as a vessel without their consent. This is typically seen in Catholicism to be in part the fault of the victim, as they must have done something which allowed Satan's influence into their lives. Infestation refers to demons inhabiting objects, things, animals, or even houses. This is what occurred in the house which the movie The Conjuring was based off. Subjection is when a person gives the possession of their own free will, consenting to having their body be used as an unholy vessel. Other symptoms of possession are superhuman strength, the ability to speak in tongues or foreign languages, knowledge of obscure information the victim should not know, blasphemous wrath, and excessive profanity, as well as painful aversion to holy names, symbols, or relics. Catholic doctrine states that demonic possession can occur as a result of a mental disorder. It also states, however, that cases of mental sickness shouldn't be mistaken for unholy influence officially. Technically, Catholic exorcisms may only occur under the strict authority of a bishop and should adhere to very specific rules. Unfortunately, such rules are hardly followed in reality, as many people turn to non-official exorcists instead of struggling to attain the Vatican's permission. Years ago, an academic psychiatrist named Dr. Richard Gallagher woke up in the middle of the night to find his otherwise docile cats attacking each other and screaming wildly. He separated the two cats and returned to bed, puzzled by their behaviour. A priest came to Dr. Gallagher's door the following morning with a raven-haired woman, claiming to be the high priestess of Satanism. She introduced herself as Julia. Julia explained that she believed herself to be possessed by demonic entities, and that somehow she'd caused the cat's behaviour. Dr. Gallagher didn't know it then, but this would be the first of countless cases he would deal with, trying to differentiate between spiritual possession and mental illness. Dr. Gallagher claimed that Julia spoke numerous languages, which she swore she didn't know, and even levitated for half an hour during an exorcism. "I know I'm possessed," Julia said to him. "I space out and then don't recall what happens. They tell me a voice comes out of me. I don't know. I don't remember anything. It's a demon, I'm sure." Decades following their fateful meeting, Gallagher had delved into the world of exorcisms and possessions. Since then, he's assisted priests and has partaken in hundreds of cases surrounding exorcisms and demonic activity. Gallagher has written a book about his experiences. He explained his personal views on possessions during an interview. "I think there are certain people, both psychiatric patients and the rare cases of people who suffer, who should understand this. There are people with mental problems who think they're possessed, and the reverse." Gallagher, with his academic background, has an interesting viewpoint on the matter. He believes in demonic possession enough to consult and work alongside the clergy, and has a clear fascination and raw passion for what he does. Yet he treads carefully, and is mindful of mental health conditions that may be mistaken for possession. Still, he swears that he's witnessed undoubtedly true cases of demonic possessions, and horrors beyond imagination. In the end, the question of, is demonic possession real, can only be speculated upon. There's far too many variables, beliefs, and opinions to come to a specific conclusion. From a strictly scientific view, no, demons cannot exist. Yet, from the view of passionate Christianity, yes, possession is real. The answer is one that remains undecided, unsolved, and unexplained. Cases of demonic possession have always, still are, and always will be reported. Though it may always be a mystery whether they are true cases or misdiagnosed tragedies. In the end, as most things, The answer depends on your personal views. So what do you make of these Vatican mysteries surrounding demonic possession? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community whilst working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.